Hey there viewers, Eric O here at South Main Auto. Welcome back to another video. Got this 2000 Dodge Stratus here. Needs a couple front wheel bearings, so I thought I'd bring out the camera and bring you guys along and see what we run into along the way. So what do you guys use to hang up rotors? Maybe put it in the comment box below. Yeah, hang up rotors. What am I talking about? Hang up calipers. I've got these little reusable, bendable wire things. I picked these up at Walmart like years ago. They used to have like this red foam coating over them. I don't know. I think they were in the the little clearance section. You know, where you get stuff that was $10. You get to buy it for like a nickel. I bought them thinking like, wow, maybe they'll be handy for something. They've been great. If I ever see them again, I'll probably buy them again because these get used often. And the only thing that's ever broke on them is like the little ends here. You know, you keep wiggling that, it finally breaks off, and they're quite long. I don't know how, I mean, they're a good, 3 feet anyways. But they work great for hanging calipers. And like I say, originally they had this foam stuff on them. And I left that foam stuff on there until it finally just, shredded. But seems to work pretty good. Sometimes I'll use like big zip ties, bend up little S shape. Nah, that one's stuck to my cart, but piece of the welding rod, all kinds of stuff. So I don't think there's anything real special out there to hang calipers with, but yeah, if you got something special, put it down in the comment box what you use. So I've been using this homebrew tranny fluid and acetone solution for rusty fasteners, and I've been using it quite a bit actually. But I don't really have any definitive answer as to, is it better? Because quite frankly, I'm really impatient. I'm gonna spray it on there, wait, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds and then try to take it off. But I did do a couple jobs where I was actually able to, allow stuff to soak for, for several hours and then come back and take it apart. And it did come apart easier than what I thought it should have, I guess, if that makes sense. So I don't really have a way to have, to actually come up with, a yes, this stuff's better type answer unless unless we knew these bolts were torqued from the factory and seized equally, with rust and, and we could spray this side and wait for hours and then do that side and, see if it's the same. But I don't know if that actually give a really definitive result. But I would say in the few instances that I've used it, or I was able to let it soak, stuff came apart easier than I thought it should have. Does that mean like if I was able to let it soak with PB Blaster or Thrust or, liquid wrench, would it have been the same result? Well, I really don't know. But it does seem to work. But I did do this. Just a real quick story. I know we're supposed to be changing a hub, but I did do this Chevy truck the other day, and I don't know what year it was, like an 06 or something, I think. And the guy came in and had a complaint of a spongy pedal, but at any rate, I was going around checking. I threw the pressure bleeder on it, but I was going to do the bleeders. Got all the bleeders out except for the one on the driver's front. Would not come out, and the thing was just this clumpy, rusty turd. So I was pretty frustrated. I was going to clamp vice grips on it, couldn't clamp vice grips on it. There's just nothing left to it. I was like, well, I usually don't fiddle around much with bleeders. Bleeders are broke, just buy a caliper. You know, because usually, you know, you end up with an hour into it. You know, it's more than the price of the caliper. But this one was getting the best of me. And so at any rate, I took a 3/8 nut, stuck the nut on there, fried it on with the welder, you know, kept moving it, nothing. The thing just wouldn't budge. I could tell it was just gonna break the nut off. So heated it up, tried it, nothing. Let it cool down just a little bit. Douched her down with this, came back a half hour later, come right out. I mean, come out like nobody's business. So was it the heating, cooling process? Was it the magic juice? Was it me just walking away and chilling out a little bit? I don't know. It was a combination of all the above. Yeah, enough story time. Let's get these off. So these require what they call an inverted torque. So these are an E14. I don't know if you can see that or not because I can't see the camera, but something Chrysler decided to use. They got a real small head on them. Got to be careful. They can strip out. There's 3 of these on the back of the hub. We'll just go ahead and get those off. Probably should mention, if you leave the steering wheel unlocked on these, it's a whole lot easier to, you know, turn that knuckle and get around on the back side to get to the bolts. I guess they put them where you can get to them. Just gotta make sure that socket's on. You start stripping out one of those, you don't have much of a head to get a hold of anything. This has got to be like mechanic's best friend right here. That thing wasn't even stuck. Probably the magic spray. Before you get all excited and put all the stock in the magic spray. This has got never sees in it. She ain't no virgin. That is probably what saved us. Yep. It's all slobbered up, so it's been done once before. Imagine that. Now, before I tore this apart and brought it in, I did take it for a ride down the road with the camera, and I wanted to record it because these bearings were really loud, but on the camera it just sounded like a bunch of road noise, so it seemed kind of silly to display that. Any of you guys use these? I don't even know who makes this. So I think it was originally like a 3-inch. Pretty thick, pretty aggressive. My Nitec dealer gave it to me. They're the ones that supply us with, you know, like our wheel weights and patches and stuff. And here we have a lot of problems with corrosion on the wheels, you know, making them not seal around the beads. So he says that a lot of shops, of course he's trying to sell me these, you know, are using these now to clean the bead. I've got a big Makita power brush that we use, and it lasts forever. And so evidently he says these are great, they last forever, and all that hoopla, and wanted me to buy some. They're $10 a piece. He gave me one to try, so I've been using it on all kinds of rusty crap and just seeing how it holds up in general. Overall, they seem to work pretty good. I've used it quite a bit. I really don't know if it's worth the $10 yet, but I'm just going to use a little rotary file, clean all this rust and stuff out of the hub here, or out of the spindle. brand new Moog wheel bearing. You guys remember that other video? I got one of them, it was a Chinese one. Jeez. This is a good old-fashioned Korean Moog. It'll last 2 years instead of 1 year. So, should fit good now. Look at that, fits like a glove. Wonder what it's like to work on southern cars or like cars from out west. You just go on a parking lot and change these things. Man, it's gotta be so awesome. You guys must about like throw up a little bit when you see this kind of stuff. All the rust. Like I say, I love it and I hate it all at the same time, you know. I know a lot of mechanics watch my channel, and you know, I've seen a few guys that are younger mechanics that you know, watch the channel too, or say they're just starting out. I guess if you're doing a job like this where you're doing something on both sides, you know, particularly brakes, you know, hub assemblies, you know, anything like that. If you're hanging on to the tool to do something on this side and you're going to do it on that side, just go do it while you still have it in your hand. It'll save you a lot of time. And I know that sounds, you know, like a ridiculous, you know, tip or something. It might be common sense, but, you know, you'd be surprised to see how many people, you know, will come and they'll just do everything here and then pack up and go over there and do everything. Well, it really takes more time, you know, particularly like this, you know, turning the wheel back and forth. So you turn the wheel, you know, when I had it turned, you know, when I had the camera off, I just wanted to do the other. I've got both wheel bearings done already. In essentially, you know, the same amount of time, just because I was hanging on a tool, it was already plugged in the air hose. And you know, you just went over and did it. I guess that would be my advice for you. As ridiculous as it sounds, it does save time. Everything takes time, you know, to unplug and plug your tool and swap it around and turn the wheel. You know, I mean, minutes add up, you know. So just something to think about. And I'll just go through and well, make sure you torque those bolts down too, before I forget to mention that. We'll just throw a little brake lube on these slides here where the brake pads ride. Slow down the rust there a little bit. I know we're not doing a brake job, but it's just, we're going to do the job that we're doing and do it the best we can. Before you go and toss your rotor on, these rotors look fairly new, so the inside of the hat here on the rotor is actually really clean, which is great because it makes our job a whole lot easier. If it wasn't, you have to clean all that rust out of there. These little retainers are pretty handy. You probably see them a lot of you know, OEM stuff. You can get them right down at Napa. So that's what they look like. You know, I mean, you guys have all seen them probably. But not all wheels will accept them. So make sure you look on the back of the wheel. It's got to be, it's got to have a relief, you know, so that these will fit. Because some wheels are just flat-faced across the back, and they won't allow any space for them. Oops, getting that all messed up. There. Trying to pull them pins back and I wasn't paying attention to the metal tab up there. Yeah. Take and torque this down. 105 foot-pounds. Alright viewers, that's going to do it for me. This is a pretty simple job and well, not a whole lot to show. Showed you the new well, not really new, but the brake rotor retainers, I guess for lack of a better term. If you do use those, like I said, I pick them up down at Napa. They make a couple different sizes. They come in for like a 1/2 inch stud and a 12mm stud, if I remember right. Make sure you got room on the back side of the wheel to allow, you know, that opening when that wheel sits tight against the rotor. That's not going to sit up against those clips and make the wheel come loose. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Like us on Facebook. Check us out there if you want to connect with us socially. Leave any of your questions, comments, or concerns down in the comment box below, and we'll try to address those as soon as we can. And as always, viewers, remember, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.